Hello, Shell Point. My name is Kurt Gullidge. I'm on the Employee Christmas Fund Committee. We are representing you in this very important task of trying to benefit our employees. And I'd like for you to meet the rest of our committee. Could you introduce yourselves?
Sure. I'm Waylon Jensen from the Estuary.
I'm Helen McDonald from Oakmont at the Woodlands.
I'm Janet Bendel from Coquina on the island.
We've been planning this and working on this campaign for about a year. And we've been having meetings very frequently. And we're going to have a meeting today. We'd like to invite you to join us. So let me turn now to our committee. We have now sent out one letter back in April where we encouraged people to be involved in donating on a monthly basis through their Shell Point bill. We sent out a second letter back in late September, early October, where we kicked off the campaign. And there have been a couple of other promotions along the way. How do you think things are going? What are you hearing?
I think people are very interested, and some of them have been waiting for it, which is good to know. But there are always a lot of questions, so I think this will be good for them.
Good.
And I hear that actually that early one that came out, the letter, that there were more responses to the monthly giving, which is a wonderful thing because they give every month through Shell Point. They put it right on the monthly bill. And so that was encouraging right away at the beginning of our campaign.
It was. The accounting office had told me that the phone was ringing off the hook for several days there. They had a hard time keeping up with all the people requesting that and getting signed up. So that was a really good sign. And some people along the way have said that to me as well, that they were really glad to see us getting started earlier in the year.
And it shows that you people love the employees of Shell Point. That's what it shows.
What are some of the questions that you're hearing from residents as you're going around the campus?
How much do they get? Why do they get it? You know, the general topics that people are interested in.
Did you have a thought about that, Janet?
I think the reason we're doing this, is because Shell Point does not allow us to tip anyone here at Shell Point. And we feel we want to give some monetary gift to the employees who have done so much for us. So this is our way of expressing our thanks to the employees that we have.
And something that comes directly from us
Directly
and
from
not
us,
through the paycheck
not
where
through
they would
the
have to pay taxes and all that kind of thing.
You're right, yeah.
So one of the questions that I keep hearing about is what's the right amount? Do you have thought about that, Waylon?
Yeah, that's a good thing. Actually, I was thinking about it again this morning, the right amount. And I can remember hearing different amounts from people in our neighborhood in the estuary years back when we were all brand new in the estuary, and they're wondering how much was the right thing to do. And, the thought I had this morning as I was eating breakfast was that I go out quite a bit for dinner at nighttime. If I tipped the waitress $1 on the bill, would she walk away happy and excited? That would be $360 a year. So people could think about that. We have all these different services that we get, and so that is a way to think about it. That's we would never think of just tipping someone $1, and we have so many different services that we go out and they're serving us, and we tip them without even thinking. We just give 20% on a bill or 15%, whatever different people do. But it's good to think about boosting our thinking. But what's the right amount? There are some people here that they're struggling to buy food and cook it themselves at home here. And we're so glad to have all different levels of people here. And so if someone can only afford a small amount, that's wonderful, because then you're still giving. But I heard that the last 2 years that we had someone giving as high as $10,000. And so there's all different levels, and people have to know in their own hearts what the right thing would be to give to our wonderful employees.
That's right.
Exactly right. Well, one of the questions I hear is, does everyone get the same amount? Do all these people that work for us get the same amount? Helen, did you have a thought?
It's not that complicated, but I'm not good at breaking down math. So they take all the hours worked, they take all the money that comes in, and it is divided that way. So if you work full-time, you get a larger percentage. You don't get a larger percentage, but you get a larger amount than if you only work 1 hour during the year. So that's the way it sort of breaks down, and that only goes up through the manager level. Nobody above that gets anything. So this all goes to the employees. And I think that's really critical to know, because a lot of them are struggling too, so.
So if somebody just worked even 1 week and they just started,
Yes.
they're going to get a
They'll get
a small-
something.
a
They will
small
get
gift,
something.
an envelope.
Yes, yes, and those envelopes are very important to them too.
Yeah.
Well, those are very important questions that a lot of people have been asking, and I appreciate your thoughts. Any other questions that have come to your mind that we should be addressing?
Just a thought that I would just popped in my mind. Last year, I happened to go to the Blend for a cup of coffee and to meet somebody, and I looked over and they were all set up with the sheriff's policeman out there to give the gifts to the employees. So, and I was sitting so I could see the faces of the employees as they came in and got their check, or there was a cash in the envelope.
Cash.
And it was just so thrilling to see that reaction. And I would suggest to any of you that are watching, if you go someplace when this is given out where you could see it, whether it's in the pavilion, whether it's at the Blend or any other place, they give it out at in the first part of December, I guess they get these. So it's just a thrill to see our employees so joyful with the loving
Right.
gift from us,
From us,
that live
From the
here.
residents.
Yeah.
Some employees have told me that it allows them to do things that they would not have been able to do otherwise, to give certain gifts to their children, to pay for a car repair, to do a number of things that are important. So this becomes a very critical part of an employee's life. And it's a pleasure and a joy to be involved in that. Well, let me just say again that the theme for our campaign is because they care, we care. Because our employees care so much for us, we want to care for them. And we encourage you to be as generous as possible during this campaign this year.